Hi everyone. I'm so sorry I can't be with you for your event today. I hope you understand because I'll be away on half-term break with my family enjoying some sunshine. My name is Maeve Monaghan. I'm the Chief Executive of Now Group, and we're a social enterprise that was born in Belfast but now operates across the island of Ireland. And we support people with intellectual disabilities and autism into jobs with a future. And under the Now Group umbrella, we have a range of social enterprises, including Loaf Catering, Loaf Pottery, and our Jam Card initiative. And Now Group have thought about exporting across a range of our social enterprises for a number of years, but there's a couple of key things that happened along the way that really made us escalate and move forward with that. One would be COVID and the impact that the pandemic had primarily on Loaf Catering or catering business. And if anybody who's been working in that industry will know, all the cafes closed, there was no business to be done, and we had to really pivot and try to think of other ways that we could produce product for sale. And one of the easiest and the most easily scalable products that we had was loaf pottery. So during the COVID pandemic, we started to increase the production of our handmade bespoke loaf mugs in Crawfordsburn and County Down, and started to think about how we could sell them into Northern Ireland and wider afield. And we had support at that time from Invest NI and from Intertrade Ireland to explore those markets. But one of the focuses and one of the key pieces to helping us do that was having a really good website and online shop so that we could sell and reach markets and sell quickly. So the pottery really started that initiative on that side, and that was a COVID-linked move. And then I suppose Jam Card was completely different, and it's an amazing initiative in that we have over 150,000 Jam Card users across the UK and Ireland and wider afield. And Jam is a card that stands for just a minute, and it's a card for people with any form of hidden disability or communication disability, to make sure that they get a minute of patience when they're accessing goods and services and travelling on public transport. And that initiative really has a life of its own. And we had such success with it in Northern Ireland. Businesses wanted to become and pay to become Jam Card friendly, that we already started to see a market approaching us in the Republic of Ireland. And the game changer for us on Jam Card was the collaboration that we had with TransLink in Northern Ireland and Irish Rail in the Republic of Ireland. And once we had that on board, businesses wanted to do business with us, and we had to really step up and learn how to export quite quickly and partner with organisations to sell across the island of Ireland and wider afield. So I suppose what that would say is every business is different, but really when you have a really good product, and we have a number of those thankfully, you want to be able to sell to as many people as possible. And we had found that when we'd saturated or nearly saturated the market in Northern Ireland, we looked to the Republic of Ireland first and then wider afield. And I suppose that's where our interest in export has come. And we're still on that journey. We're in no way perfect in relation to that. There's lots more that we need to do. But I think leading with the pottery, then with Jam Card, has helped us look at our first cafe, or Loaf Cafe in Dublin, which is operating for about a year and a half now. And we're in the process of expanding our employment and training services so that we can provide services to many, many more people and participants across the island. So yeah, a number of different stories about potential export. Well, as I mentioned, each journey for every business, including every separate one of Now's businesses, is different. But we have had a number of obstacles. We were very fortunate, particularly when we started to look at Loaf Cafe and looking at a potential premises in Dublin. We were very fortunate to have support from Intertrade Ireland, who gave us an amazing consultant to help us work out a feasibility plan about mapping out the obstacles and the opportunities in relation to expanding our catering business into Dublin initially, and then further afield. And I think that piece of work happened before COVID, so it sat for a while before we acted on it, but it really gave us very clear ideas about where we had competitors, where we had potential partners, where there was a space in the market, and worked with myself and our team and our board to understand the cost implications. And I think some of the biggest obstacles that we came across initially was just really understanding the costing structure in Dublin compared to Belfast and Northern Ireland. When we started to try to source premises for Love Cafe, it became very obvious that there's certain areas of Dublin that we were completely priced out of the market for. We weren't really even thinking realistically about those costs. But then it also showed us that people were really keen and interested in our product, and there was nobody really doing what we were doing. So we had a potential market and an opportunity. We had an idea of costs and where we could locate and afford to locate. And then that meant that when the opportunity came up and the tender came out from Dublin Food Cooperative, we were able to tender confidently for that. And thankfully we were successful in that, and that business is going from strength to strength. That's in D8 and the Inchicore Road in Dublin. Been operating for about a year and a half now. We have taken in a range of participants with learning difficulties who's come through the criminal justice system, and some who have come out of school with no training or employment opportunities and who are looking for work, and being able to start those initiatives in that area and trade profitably as well. And we're in plans now to look to source a production unit in Dublin and scale our corporate catering business and get into the supply chains of the businesses and potential and corporations in the Dublin area. So the research is essential. The support from Intertrade Ireland came at the right time, and we had it there when we needed it. And I think it is just really important to know what your obstacles are. They've never stopped us to date, but having an organisation to help support you to work out how you get over those obstacles is one of the most important things when you're starting to think about exporting. Well, Now Group has a really good track record of having key strategic partners, business partners and corporate partners who work with us over a range of different initiatives, including putting Love Catering into their supply chain, becoming jam card friendly businesses, and employing at least 4 or 5 and often many more of our participants with disabilities in the workforce. And we used those partnerships that we had in Northern Ireland to continue that work with their headquarters or their fellow offices in Dublin. So that started off with a really good fit around those types of partnerships. And the work that had happened as part of the Intertrade Ireland feasibility study meant that we had been connected with a number of key organisations in the social enterprise and third sector in Dublin primarily, who were interested in hearing more about Now Group and working with us. So we have a really, really good relationships now of referrals into our services, supply chain conversations going on about organisations who can potentially supply product to us that we can use in our cafes and sell to our customers. And we're starting that conversation about the fact that the real value in partnership is about supply chain collaboration rather than all organisations competing against each other. If I am being honest, I think when we started off initially there were some questions about are we needed in Dublin? Were we going to be competing directly with organisations? Would we take funding off organisations? And those questions have been answered. I think that there is more than enough work to go around. The need is great. But the partnership in doing that in an ally way makes it much more beneficial for our end users and our participants And it means that there is a collaboration of service delivery, which I think works better for everybody in the long run. So to date, it has been a great success. We have had significant support from a number of organisations who want to see more services available for the people that we support, and a lot of goodwill and initiative around loaf catering as a service, as a business, and catering into businesses, and also to jam card as well, as businesses become more and organisations become jam card friendly. I am a massive advocate of the need for support for social enterprises to be able to export. And I'm coming from a place where we have a range of businesses that are already exporting at a startup level, but successfully. So I have a particular interest in a fund that would be helping us as a startup business scale our business significantly at pace and be able to sell internationally, particularly in relation to jam card. So I think when I'm looking at a fund, I'm wanting it to be an ambitious one that would treat social enterprises like other startup industries and want to think about significant scale and growth, and practical support measures that would help organisations like Now Group would be working capital, to be able to bring in the staff that you need around business development and relationship management, to be able to sell and market internationally and do that at scale. And also the potential exposure to new markets, the ability to travel and find out about other countries where you could be selling into, and exposure to other businesses that you may be able to collaborate with that we might not meet in our usual networking opportunities within social enterprise. So, practically for me and for Now Group, it's about cash. It's not so much about the support to be able to write a business plan. I think we have the technical capacity within our organisation to do that. It's cash for growth. It's working capital. It's been able to have the right people in at the right salaries to be competitive with the private sector in relation to the number of our businesses, to be able to do that business development, the marketing, the sales, the growth, and make sure that our technology and our website is at that level where our product can be sold quickly online with a really, really good customer experience. I want to just end by saying thank you very much for your patience and for allowing me to do this by video. I wish you all the very best with your event, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye.